Well, hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your August reading. Hope you are amazing. So, we're going to go into your cards, like the oracle cards, to get the energy, and then we'll go into the tarot. So, we're going to go over them. We have visionary, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain, desert and the equator. These cards are really beautiful, by the way. Deserving, shape shifting, deception, promise, stuck energy, creation, dream time. There's a lingering energy over these cards, Capricorn, about your social battery and opening yourself up to new people, new situations, or even people you already know. That's why I said social battery. So it's like opening yourself up, right? These cards definitely show me that yes, it's comfortable to be by yourself. Yes, it's peaceful being a solitary individual. Yes, being in your own head, focusing on your own work, not really coming out of that bubble. Of course it's comfortable. Of course it's great, right? But nothing changes there. It's like you have to invite some kind of energy in for something different to happen, right? So I feel like this is you coming out of your bubble. And I feel like there is a conflict in August of you doing that and being like, okay, so I know there are benefits to this. I understand that. But at the same time, I loved being in my bubble. It was safe there. Nothing came in. Nothing could possibly come in that could be bad for me as well. Because I have control over that space. That's what it is. It's control. But you know that you want success and love and friendships and networking possibly as well. And you have to make changes in order for that to happen. So you have the vision. That's what's interesting, Capricorn. You have the vision, you know. But I feel like there's this underlying fighting with sort of wanting to do it or being excited about doing it. And as you are encountering changes coming out of your bubble, sort of sharing your energy with others, there's a little bit in you that does not like it. Like you kind of want to run. You want to retreat. That's what I'll say. It's more like you want to retreat. Like it's a lot of work, but also it's work that you know you need to do. So, yeah, when you get stuck, I feel like the easiest thing for you to do is to remember what you want. For a lot of you, I'm feeling like this is love or connection. And if you want love or connection or to be felt or heard, you have to step out of the bubble to do that. Okay? All right. So let's get into your cards. I will say that there's an underlying feeling here, Capricorn, about good things starting to happen for you. They're just sort of thrusting you out of some comfort zone that you have put yourself in. And I feel like you are like opening up or being out in the world, but you're doing it in a way where you're still kind of distant, probably emotionally. And it feels like the universe is trying to break that part off. Okay. So we have the Three of Wands, Queen of Discs, which is the Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, the Magician, Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's in the middle because it's time to get moving here in August. Page of Swords, Four of Cups, the Emperor, and the Fool. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, it's like it's time for you to get in touch with your impulsive energy. And impulsive doesn't mean foolish, right? It just means to look at this as an interesting, exciting new adventure that you're going on. To try to sort of trick your mind into being like, yeah, we want to do this, even if you don't want to do it. Because they want you to be able to move forward. That's what I see with Three of Wands. It's like, yeah, you have the idea. And this is why I said it felt like you kind of have already stepped into it, but it's like you kind of got to like step into it. So on the bottom, we have the Five of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Six of Swords. Yeah, you've sort of already started this journey, but I feel like you're very fickle, or you're doing half of it or a little bit. You're not really like 100% into it. You know, you're not like giving your all to the situation. You're just like, I'm here, I'm doing it. Like, I'm at the party, you know, but you're in the corner type of thing. But that like was social energy as a whole. Yeah. And I feel like that has worked thus far. Like, it's not bad. It's a good stepping stone. But you kind of got to break, you know, like through that. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I see. I see you being more sociable. I see you understanding that you know, need to communicate, or you need to be quote unquote friendly or like interactive. Like, you have to be there. You can't not go all the time. And this is just in general, even at work gatherings. It's like you have to at least go. And for a lot of us, that's a really good first step. Being like, okay, I'm dressed and I'm here, but I'm not going to talk to anyone. That's still a good step. That's still a good direction to go in. It's better than not going. And that is commendable, because I don't see that it's bad. It's commendable. But it's like, now that we've taken the first step, now we got to take the second step. So yeah. So you're not sharing yourself emotionally. But you need to be proud of yourself for taking the step. That's the first part that we're at. Um so now you're going to walk into communicating and expressing, opening up, taking another hard step forward. Um I don't see you like exchanging numbers with people or making long-term plans. I feel like this is like when you meet people at the grocery store, have a conversation with them, right? Something that just steps you out of your comfort zone a little bit more. Ask questions, get to know people. It very much feels like, Capricorn, I'm going to be honest with these cards. Like, you're like, I'm here. And that was the first step. And now the next step is like talking to people. It really is. I don't know how else to put that. So in August, you're starting to feel a little bit emotionally distant. I feel like this is what's triggering you knowing that you need to take a next step, or you knowing that you need to go a little bit further with communication or opening up to people. Because I feel like you don't want to be there forever. You know, it's like it was comfortable, it's great, I like it there, but also I don't want to be here forever in this situation. And plus, I already made one step. It's time to do another one. Even though I don't know how to do it, I got to start somewhere. I see you definitely taking some sort of risk in August. And this is interesting, but I don't think people know how to take it because you're not a social butterfly. Because you're not a social butterfly. Also, don't expect a change overnight. Don't, if you are like, okay, I did all this and it was emotionally draining, I need to take a week to myself, then you do that. You don't have to stay on. Is that what they call, like, on all the time? I feel like this is a process, just like it was a process to get you to go places or come. To connect, to make the step. I just feel like you're starting to open up more after being closed off after some time. Whether this is with work or family or relationships, it's all going to be the same as energy, you know? Yeah. So you definitely took the first step because you sort of know you needed to do that to sort of like be a part of things. That's what I'll say. Um, but now you're uninspired with just doing that, and you know that it's time to do more. You know that it's time to use your power, your power, your energy, um, willpower to do more. And you're like, I might not want to. It might not be like something that I want to do. I'd rather like sit on the couch or watch a series. But I know that this is what I need to do. This is like, I need to be emotionally a part of something. Even though it's not on my top of list of things to do, it sort of makes me feel like, Capricorn, that you're having faith and hope that things are going to turn out great. So that's what's giving you that energy to want to do it. Um, you also know that it's good to nurture yourself. It's good to push yourself. It's good to want more for yourself. I'm picturing someone putting in the extra work at a job or at something that they're working on, because it's like, okay, logically, this is the time that I need to do that. All right. Some of you are taking risks on relationships, whether intimate or family relationships. It's like, I want to be more connected to this person, or like, I'm going to open up my heart to this person or this situation. And for some of you, it feels a little bit impulsive. And I only say it feels impulsive because there's a risk of you being hurt, and you know that. That's why the impulsiveness is there. What you don't understand is you're very in control. Well, you do understand this, but you're very good at controlling your emotions. Okay. So understand that you don't have to worry about that really. You won't fall too far into the rabbit hole because you're strong. Okay. So you'll understand a red flag when you need to see it, Capricorn. Yeah, you will. You will understand one when you see it. So you'll know when things get too heavy or too much to retreat, to recharge yourself, if that's what you want to call it, and then try again later. But I feel that you're fully in control of the situation. You don't have to worry about anyone else taking control of you. Okay, so that's another plus for you. So don't be afraid. You'll be fine. You have a lot to talk about. That's a good start for you, is communication, because you have a lot of interesting things to talk about. It feels like you have a lot of, for those of you working on business or work, this is a good time to start writing down things that, like, ideas that come in your head. I feel like you're very like smart during this time, like creative, you know. You have a lot of ideas. Also, conversation can be really good. It's like you always have something to talk about. And it could be that one specific person, you have a lot to talk about with a specific person as well. But I just feel like conversation doesn't end. I just get that vibe that conversation doesn't end. And it's exciting. Um, New ideas, new plans. And within conversation, you learn a lot about each other, about this person. They learn some things about you if they're active listening. I digress. um, but keep in mind that I feel like in August, this is a good sort of weighing out the new step process, right? So you're not opening up to someone, connecting, and then jumping all the way in, right? You're like connecting enough that is comfortable that you could pull back if you want to. But the main thing is that you're taking the step. That's the main thing. Yeah, communication is big for you in August. It's like you know the right way to communicate, the smart way to communicate. Like, you're not going to say anything that's going to set you up. It's like you're smart enough to perceive that. Okay? Okay. So let's talk about communication for a second. Um, it feels like you think you may be out of practice with communicating or talking to someone. Like you're not as good at it as you used to be, or you haven't talked to that person as much as you used to, you know? Um, but I feel like you have a lot of things to talk about. Like I said, you have a sense of wisdom about you. Like you have really good one-liners, you know, like really good topics that you can bring up, and a lot of good ideas that you can put on paper, as I talked about before. So don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. That's the other thing. Because if you start filtering and overthinking what you're trying to say, it's going to come out weird. So I feel like if you talk like automatic writing, or you write your ideas down like automatic writing and then look at it later, it'll be fine. So money and career, let's see what we have here. Yeah, this is a good time nurturing your career. We're going to talk about career and entrepreneurships, or some sort of business, maybe company that you're starting, if this is you. You're in the process of nurturing that or making it better. Like, yeah, like nurturing it, support. Uh, um, it looks like there was sort of a downtime, or you're not excited to go to work, you're not excited about it. But you don't want to quit, you don't want to end it, you don't want to give up, you don't want to throw the towel in. And there was a moment where you did, or you thought, maybe this isn't for me, maybe I need to change departments, maybe I need to change what I'm doing. Like, you definitely had that idea in your head. But I feel like all that's becoming more clear to you right now. Yeah, all that's becoming clear to you, that you're in the right spot. This is interesting, but you need to let spirit guide you. So, like I said, you have some ideas coming in that could change everything. You have some energy coming in that could boost you to want to be excited every day. If you had a tough work situation, I feel like whatever is being dealt with is being dealt with without you getting involved. So it's kind of like let it play out is the easiest thing for me to say. But continue doing what it is that you're doing, and continue doing the best at what you're doing, or nurturing your dream. Yeah, there's a lot of focus in August on you becoming more independent in a lot of different ways, working on yourself. Working on yourself. A lot of self improvements. And there's going to be a lot of them. Spiritually, physically, home, work. Just a lot of like, oh, these are areas I can improve if I just make this one little change. And yeah, you're going to observe that there are things that you can do and do them, and then everything will be great. Okay. So relationships. You have to put an effort in some sort of relationship, whether, and I'm getting family, friends, co-workers, love relationships. So any kind of like interpersonal connections. You have to make some sort of effort. And I feel like it takes strength within you and courage within you to step out of a comfort zone of some sort, to allow it to happen. I feel like there is some baggage to it as well. Like not wanting to be hurt, not wanting to be disappointed, something along that nature. But you're seeing that here's the thing, Capricorn. We all have that. We all feel like that could happen. But you have to step outside of that. You can't let it consume you. Otherwise, that area of your life will never grow. Nothing will ever happen. Nothing will ever come out of it. And you don't want that from what I'm seeing here. Okay? Trickery. Yeah. The trickery of thinking, oh, I'll be fine by myself. I don't need anyone. But you do. You have that emotional emptiness, You can always do it in a healthy way. It doesn't. You can always connect with people in a healthy way. And patience. This is interesting because I'm getting that people go at their own pace. So when you open up to someone, you're making the first step. Sometimes when you connect with people, they have to fill out the area. They have to fill you out. They have to fill out if you're weak, and they can try to manipulate you in some way sometimes. Maybe you weren't talking and now you are talking to them. But I feel like once that balances out, then the true parts come out. That's where I was seeing all that communication. So I feel like there's a lot of talking to eventually get to a comfortable space. That's an interesting way to interpret that card, isn't it? And passion. Yeah. Like I said, for those of you, career, work, some kind of entrepreneurial thing. You have a lot of ideas coming that can lighten up that passion, drive, dedication. And a lot of this is just wanting to grow, self growth, self achievement, leveling up type of energy for you. Okay? All right. All right, Capricorn, I love you. Happy August. Talk to you later. Bye bye.